AFFF, which is firefighting foam, did an excellent job of putting out fires. In fact, for a lot of years, there was no better replacement than AFFF, which is why it was so widely used. Two specific PFAS chemicals are in firefighting foam and have been linked to the development of cancer, and that is PFOA and PFOS. Now, both of those chemicals exist in firefighting foam, and both of those chemicals are necessary for firefighting foam to be able to put out the high temperature fires. And that's why you have a concentration that's much higher at military installations than any place else. When these chemicals that exist in the firefighting foam blanket the fire and get put out, well, what happens next? They go into drainage. And through the drainage system, they go into the water supply and they get integrated into drinking water. And so if you've been on or around a military installation, you're going to have ingested PFOA and PFOS just by virtue that you're drinking the water near a military installation. It doesn't matter if you go to basic training and are drinking water out of a water buffalo, or if you live on base housing and you're turning on the sink, or if you live just off the base and you're drinking from a water fountain. You are still going to be exposed to firefighting foam and the effects of firefighting foam, whether or not you're a firefighter. All kinds of cancers are being caused by PFAS chemicals, and some of those ailments are testicular cancer and kidney cancer and bladder cancer, colorectal cancer. But 3M and DuPont, who manufactured these chemicals, knew that firefighting foam had harmful properties in them, and they didn't disclose them. They knew, if you watch the movie Dark Waters, or if you read the ProPublica article where they interview a 3M scientist, they knew that these chemicals, when ingested, were causing cancer in individuals, but they didn't care because they wanted their profits, and they got their profits. But they did so on the backs of individuals. And if only they had provided notice to the military and to military families, then those families could have gone and bought a water filtration system. They could have tested their water. They could have bought bottled water in order to hold accountable those companies that contaminated the water at the military installation to degrees of magnitude that are almost unimaginable. But you have an exposure to firefighting foam and to PFAS chemicals without the disclosure, without the acknowledgement that an individual can simply go and buy a water filtration system and they can insulate themselves from the harm that these forever chemicals are causing. And it would have been very simple for DuPont or for 3M to acknowledge and to make the military community aware that the PFAS chemicals are causing cancers in individuals, and they didn't do that. They didn't disclose it. They thought it would jeopardize their government contracts. And so they provided no notice. They didn't give individuals a fighting chance to protect themselves and to protect their families. Now you got a whole generation of military members that suffer from cancer that was caused by industrial companies who just didn't care. If you have developed conditions, cancer, Parkinson's, other conditions that are related to firefighting foam, then you have a right to get compensation from the companies that developed and failed to notify the public, the military installation, of the harm of firefighting foam.